Hi everyone, I'm Renee and welcome to my channel. Today I'll show you how I made these Gold Shamrock cookies for St. Patrick's Day. This video is part of a St. Patrick's Day collaboration with some of my dessert network friends. I'll have links to all of the videos down in the description box. I'll also have a card here for the playlist, or you can find annotated links at the end of my video. To get started with my cookie project, we're going to make the shamrocks first as royal icing transfers. So I have a template that I just drew out of some shamrocks. You can just download a picture off the internet or draw them by hand like I did here. And over top I laid a piece of acetate, and I'm using gold colored 15-second consistency royal icing just with a tipless bag to fill in and flood the shape of the shamrock. You could also use parchment paper in place of the acetate. That would work just fine. It may just get a little bit of a wavy surface, but it's not a big deal. You'll want one shamrock for each cookie, and it doesn't hurt to have a couple of extras, and once you've piped them, just let them dry completely. Once your royal icing pieces are completely dry, we're going to paint them gold. I made this paint using a little bit of vodka and this antique gold luster dust by Crystal Colors. Once you've mixed up your paint, just paint on an even coating. Alternately, you could use an airbrush or luster spray. I just didn't have the gold color I wanted. Let the gold paint dry completely, and then we're going to dry brush some more of the same luster dust over top using a circular buffing motion. And this is going to give it a more brilliant gold color, and it's also going to buff out a lot of the brush marks and any clumps that formed on the surface. Then just gently brush off any of the loose dust. Then gently remove the royal icing transfers from the acetate or your parchment paper and set them aside until we're ready for them. I cut my cookies using a plaque cutter. I'll have a link in the description box to the one I used. You could also do this technique with a square or any other shape really. And I'm just going to outline and flood with 15-second consistency white royal icing. Working quickly while the icing is still wet, I'm going to lay in some lines. It's important that this icing is the same consistency. I'm starting with a darker green, and I divided the cookie down the middle first, then worked to the outer edge so I could make sure that the lines were fairly evenly spaced. Next, I'm going to go in with a lighter green and put lines just above the dark green line. Next, I'm going to drag my needle tool through to make a chevron pattern, cleaning it off fully between each pass. I divided the cookie down the middle again first, then the outer edges all going in the same direction. And then I'll go between those marks in the opposite direction to make the chevron shape. With the icing still wet, now all we have to do is apply our royal icing transfer. I'm using a spatula to help me place it because you only get one shot at it. Center it and then just push it off into the wet icing. Gently tap it down to make sure it's secure, and that's it. Let this set up completely and then we can add a border. You can put on any border you want. I'm just going to keep it simple with some dots. I'm using that gold royal icing, the same color that we made the shamrocks from, and adding dot border all the way around. And just let this dry completely. Once all the royal icing is dry, we can just embellish the gold dots with that same luster vodka paint that we used for the shamrock. And that's it. I hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to check out all of the videos from this St. Patrick's Day collaboration. You can click the images on screen now or find links to all of the videos in the description box below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss new videos.